Paul, when you're watching the Super Bowl, the game's over, and they walk up to the star quarterback or star player on the field, like a Tom Brady, they always ask him, Tom, where are you going to go next? What does he say?
Disneyland.
Disneyland. I'm going to Disneyland. But here's my question for you, Paul. What happens after Disneyland? You've won the championship. The confetti is now being brushed away. And now what?
What's interesting is the best players are very level. They're never too high, they're never too low.
Right.
But the reality is when you have those heights,
you should enjoy them.
You should enjoy it, yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
You should enjoy it. But you can come crashing down.
Yeah, I guess what I mean by that, especially for people who don't have a balanced life, is I think that they put so much stock in winning that championship, in winning that Super Bowl, winning that sale, winning that new company, whatever it is, that when they get it, they're like, wait a minute, I thought I was going to be happier.
Right.
What happened?
Right. Because if that's the end objective of just getting that company or getting that win or getting that sale, there's always got to be another one.
Right.
A next one. What's next? Okay,
Yeah.
do it again. Got to do
Another
it again.
trophy.
Another one.
Another
and get
car.
another one. It's
Right.
never ending. Never ending. But if your motivations are different, deeper, and beneath the surface of all that is a love for what you do,
Right.
then when the trophies come, it's good.
Right.
Trophies don't come, it's good,
Right.
because you still get to do what you love.
And when you do have that sort of level of success that you now have kind of reached your goals, you also have the capacity to share your wealth, share your wisdom, share whatever it is that you have with others. And so it's not just about number one, it's about how when you're living and playing and doing everything with purpose, now that thing that you've accomplished you can share with others.
To whom much is given, much is expected.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's how people need to view success.
Right.
And success is merely a platform, no matter what the category is, sports, business,
Right.
whatever.
I agree with that 100%.
Right? It's just, so it's a platform to do some great things
Right.
in this world for
You've
others.
been blessed with this wonderful gift of a career that gave you a trophy in whatever it is that you were pursuing, and now you're able to share that trophy and those riches with other people. It makes it so much more worthwhile, doesn't it?
So much more worthwhile.
One of my favorite stories about that is a guy who plays for Liverpool. You know, I'm a big soccer fan. Yeah. Sadio Mane. Sadio's from Senegal. And they asked him once in a magazine article, I think it was an African magazine, why he doesn't drive a better car, why doesn't he have fancier clothes, and he was like kind of taken aback, I think, by the question, because in his opinion, everything he earned, which was quite a bit, was given back to his community. So he gave back to Senegal, he gave back to orphanages, he gave back to just poor people, he gave back to building, I think, schools, hospitals, all that. He just saw his good fortune as not only his good fortune, but the good fortune of his countrymen. And so when you ask that question, championship one, where you're going to go to Disneyland, well, how about you go back to your hometown and just help them out and do something wonderful after you go to Disney? You should go to Disneyland.
Yeah, go to Disneyland.
Enjoy. I mean, nothing against Disneyland.
Yeah, have a
Disneyland's
cigar,
great.
do whatever.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy your victory. You worked hard for it, but then give back.
Yeah, we can lose ourselves in that chase of achievement.
Right.
And forget about those important things in life, the important questions like, why am I here?
Right.
What's important to me? Who do I want to be viewed as? Do you want to be viewed as a great athlete? How about a great father or a great son or a great mentor to tens or hundreds or thousands of people across the planet? You know, I'd say those are higher level thinking, higher level of evolution.
Yeah, I agree. And I think you can do that in many ways, and everybody chooses how they think is the best. I personally have a real deep respect and fondness for folks who go back to the community where they were from. Maybe it's because I grew up in this town of San Pedro, where if you know anybody from San Pedro, they love San Pedro. It's a community that has a lot of community pride. You'll go down the street and there's guys wearing San Pedro t-shirts. There's San Pedro stickers on cars. I just love guys who go back to their community. I saw a thing about Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose went back to the community he grew up in Detroit, and the school system was terrible in the inner city, horrible, way below average, and he just started the Jalen Rose Academy. And those kids are now all going to college. And it was only because he had lived the same life they were living, understood where they were coming from, and said, you know what, I'm gonna do something about this. I'm not gonna just write a letter or complain or even write a check. I'm gonna go in and actually start this school, fund it, be there. And I think it's just an unbelievable story. And not only did he do that, but he actually made a choice to live in Detroit. So he really, really came full circle and said, this is where I'm from. I understand these folks. This is who I grew up with. I'm going to give back to them. And I just love that. I love that about him, and I love that about anybody who does stuff like that.
Well, so many people look to get out of that place.
Right. You can't wait to leave.
Can't wait to leave. Right. I'm going to make it. I'm out of here. Leave everybody in the dust, and then I'm going to move to Beverly Hills or wherever I move to.
Right.
And it's really, really cool for people to remember where they came from.
Yeah, it's that level of humility of knowing that they're you and you are them, and you've said this before. We're all connected to each other, so it's not only just literally the place you grew up in. We all are connected to each other all over the planet. All 8 billion people, we're all connected to each other. But on a just real world, practical level of being able to go back to the exact same hometown you grew up in and understand what those kids are going through that grew up in that town because you were one of those kids, and then to do something about it and not just forget them, I think is definitely higher level.
And you're an icon in that community.
100%.
So to come back, I mean, the amount of influence you have there is immense.
Not only are you a legend of the community so you can have influence on the kids and everybody else in it, you also get that love back. The love you get for being the guy who came back and really didn't forget. So not only are you giving, you're really, in many ways, I would say even receiving more than you're giving, because that psychic payback is so beautiful.
Could be exponential. Right? I mean, and if you're coming at it from the right place.
100%. You don't do it because you're getting love
back.
But you do get that love back.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
I'll tell you
they're very appreciative.
I'll tell you an interesting part of that story. So I watched this. I should give credit to who it was. It was on HBO. It's the Real Sports. They did a thing on Jalen, and when he was born, his name is, I can't remember. I think it's the first name of his dad and the last name of somebody else. So Jalen. His mom made up the name. There's now 12 Jalens at that school in Detroit. Talk about making a name for yourself. He literally created a name. How cool is that?
Well, because I think there's one thing being a great athlete, but even bigger than that is being a great person. Right. And if you're both, wow, what kind of impact can you have on society? And that's what Jalen's done. Yeah. It's cool.
Because like you said, you have that platform that being that champion has afforded you, and now you can do so much more than other people because you just have a bigger platform.
Yes. And that's what those that rise to the top really should be thinking about. And I think at some point in time, if you've got your head screwed on straight and you've got enough people around you, but a lot of the problem is you don't have those people, you have a lot of yes men around you. You don't have people holding you accountable. But I think, at some point, everyone who reaches those heights comes to the conclusion that, hey, I've got enough. Right. Mane, he did that very early on in his career, which kudos to him. Yeah. I've got enough. I only need one car. I only need one place to live. I don't need to do 5-star dining every night. Let's help those people where I came from. Let's give back, which is the ultimate testament to who the guy he is and who we all want to become.
Yeah, and again, the guy who does give back is the true champion.
Yes.